Three great nerds on a happy Sunday.
Good evening.
Yeah, happy Sunday.
Nice.
I like that cut, man. It's a happy cut.
That's a smooth cut.
Man, it makes you happy.
That's like a 12-year-old Scotch cut.
Well, welcome to the Three Great Nerds. Tell me if I'm glitchy, because I'm trying to fix all my problems now, and I think I am kind of glitchy.
Yeah, it looks good to me.
Yeah, looks good on the scene. Hopefully, it's good overall. But as we say, welcome to the Three Great Nerds. As we always say, like, subscribe, comment, join in. We're gonna have a little bit of fun today. I plan on having a little bit of fun. Okay, somebody got their sound on. Turn it down. Turn your sound.
I was logging into our Facebook chat so we could see people who come on there.
All right.
Since it doesn't show their names on here.
Yeah, it just says Facebook user. Which is all good and all, but sometimes we like to know who it is.
Yep.
All right. But let's do our greetings, man. Like we always say, like, subscribe, comment, share. Welcome, 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 welcome on this Sunday evening. Yes, yes, yes. So I really haven't talked to you guys all week, man. In all honesty, I've been kind of swamped. So how you guys doing?
I'm getting over the Rona.
They got you, bruh. Sorry.
Yep, started feeling it about halfway through last week's show. Came on like a ton of bricks, and then I ended up getting like 102 temperature.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
So I've been grounded. I'm grounded till till today. We'll see how I feel tomorrow.
Wow! Wow!
Yeah.
Wow! Man, that's something.
Yeah.
And so
I wanted to get out and watch Bullet Train. I couldn't.
I was gonna say you picked on me when I got it. You was like, I got it when it's not cool anymore.
I got it later. That's so 2020.
They got it after me. Yeah. But in all honesty, man, all you people, man, be safe, man. Be safe out there. I mean, it hasn't gone anywhere. There's always a new variant. I think this one, I just want to sleep all the time with it. I didn't want to do anything else but sleep.
I'm still feeling it. Like my energy level's like not where it should be.
Wow.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I'm still above ground, so that counts.
Good. All right. Checking my internet speed, and all of a sudden it looked like I've gotten extremely slow again.
So I did watch some old movies. I watched The Last Detail yesterday. You ever see that with Jack Nicholson?
No, I have not.
That is probably my number one or number two Navy movie.
Okay, The Last Detail.
Yeah,
I had to put that on the list.
Turner Classic Movies is part of the HBO Max app.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't even ask you there, XO. How are you doing today?
Good, let's go.
All right. Well, let's get moving then. He's ready to go to talk about the first topic here, which is Nope. So first thing, have all of you guys seen Nope yet?
No, but go ahead.
Y'all haven't seen it yet?
Nope.
Oh my goodness. I am disappointed. I am disappointed. All right, we got a hey guys in there real quick. Okay. Let me do this before we even get started because I do not know why this thing is acting up. But that's good. Let's go real quick. I'm gonna try to force my way through Nope because it really looks like I'm getting slow. But first of all, the movie itself, I think Jordan Peele is great with his the angles and the shots and the scenery that he paints. His storytelling, I still think, is great. Um, it has two aspects to it where you start off with like they have a TV show for it with monkey as like a chimpanzee as like the lead star type thing, and it's like a sound goes off and then the monkey goes nuts. Balloon pops. That's what it is, and the monkey goes nuts and kills everybody except for one kid. And basically, you have the scene where the monkey walks up to the kid, and basically, after he does everything, the kid will not do eye contact with them. It's like that thing where an animal, if you make eye contact with them, they feel threatened. So basically, the monkey kind of, the chimpanzee goes up to him and tries to give him like a fist bump. And right before he gives him the fist bump, that's when somebody comes in. Authorities come in and they shoot him. The chimpanzee, not the kid. Had to make sure I'm clean on that. But yeah, I mean it really brings you into that aspect of Hollywood, how Hollywood treats animals. Almost like they're just throwaway and they just need to, do whatever. Just bring them over there. Have them do this. Have them dance. Have them do that. Stuff like that. And animals are still animals. They're unpredictable.
Yeah.
So it basically moves into that aspect, and you really see it when you have initially. I mean, the movie just starts, and you have the family. They are horse trainers, and you can see how the people are. They're the way they're treating them. Oh, just get them over here. Okay, we'll do the shots now. We'll just do this. Just turn them over this way. Turn them that way. And he's kind of like, look, don't get behind the horse. He's going to get spooked. Don't get behind. Oh no, that's okay. We're all fine. They were talking real fast.
So the movie is about horses?
No.
What is the plot of the movie?
The plot of the movie overall, I mean, you have to understand the gist of the movie, then you get to the plot. So the overall plot of the movie is there is an alien that is actually consuming people, and you think it's a big reveal.
So that's a pretty big spoiler right there.
Yes, and I said it was going to be spoilers. I already said it. If you didn't see the movie, I'm sorry.
I kind of figured it. They showed the trailer of them running with stuff coming out of the sky.
Yeah, but it's the aspect of treating them like an animal. I mean, when you give them eye contact, he feels threatened. And it's the unpredictability of it.
So Jordan Peele, I know, like in some other or couple of his movies, he has some historical context in it. What's the historical context in this film?
It is the very first motion picture. The way that motion picture was actually developed, and it was where basically it was two guys. They had a bet that at some point a horse, when a horse runs, all of his feet are not on the ground, and it was like a bet. So what they did was they set up a list of shots, of cameras, and when a horse hit certain areas, it would flick a string, and that would take a picture. So that's how you got a picture of the horse in motion. You take it all together and you reel it together, and guess what? You have motion picture. So the whole thing is that family is the descendants or like the great grandchildren of that person that was the jockey on that horse. And that's the initial, this is historic, historic thing within the flick. And then after that, you go into the overall movie itself. Like I said, I mean, I think this is like I would put this at number 2 out of the 3 flicks that Jordan Peele did. I would put this at number 2.
I'm a little bit surprised you didn't bring up the Bible verse that was in it.
What Bible verse? Where am I at?
Nope has a Bible verse from the book of the name something or other.
Nehemiah?
Is that no?
Nahum?
I think so. I'm looking at my notes. Sorry.
Yeah,
I will cast abominable filth upon thee and make thee vile, and I'll set thee as a spectacle. So I thought that was interesting. That was one of the, but you completely missed that. So I guess that didn't stay with you.
Hey, yeah, it didn't stay with me. I might have missed it. I might have saw it and just kind of, right over the head because I am bald and skinned. But like I said, I mean, if you expect a horror movie like the rest, see, somebody just said yes, Nam. Thank you, whoever that user is. I think it's Facebook. But
No, it's not Facebook.
No,
it's not on Facebook. Oh, it's Modi. How you doing, Modi? Peace, love, man. But yeah, like I said, I mean, the overall just the movie, if you expect like the grand reveal and all this type of stuff, like a horror movie type of thing, it didn't give you that. But I will always say the shots, the angles, the way that Jordan Peele tells a story, you're in it. You're in it from the start to finish. I mean, but
so it's not really. So you would classify it more as like a thriller or suspense?
It's a suspense thriller. It's a suspense thriller. It's definitely a suspense thriller, and it's horror movie. It's not a horror movie. That's why I said, to me, like I said, it's number 3. Number 2 as far as his movies. Get Out. I kind of put it right along with Get Out in a way. I mean, 2A, 2B, but of course, my favorite one is the other. Right now, I'm blanking. The one with the what is Us? I think that's top of the line. Top of the line with him, the first one. I mean, that one that he did. I think that was the second movie he did. I think that thing messed me up. What was it, Annalade? And you find out that she wasn't the real person and all that. Oh, that messed me up. That messed me up. And I don't like horror movies. Don't like horror movies, and I don't like clowns. That's 2 things that I don't like and I don't play around with. But like I said, I thought those were awesome. As far as that. So that's basically all I can say about this thing. I mean, I would say if you want, it's a watchable movie. I mean, if you expect for, like I said, the big, the tropes in horror movies, around the corner and there it is type things, you're not getting that. You're not getting that. So you really have to look at the story behind the story, and you get it. And it's kind of fun because it's like the everyday life of these people. You see that like Keke Palmer, I forget the role she plays. She's like very, very flamboyant, stuff like that in it. The guy that plays, what's his name? Daniel Kaluuya. He's real quiet. He's the son, and it's funny. His name is OJ. I'm not gonna go there, but I mean, it's just funny how he's real quiet, but he's trying to keep the ranch going. And then they go through the whole thing, and they got to get the Oprah shot. It's this thing. It's in the clouds. That cloud has not moved. I don't know why it hasn't moved. When they realize what it is, they're like, "Oh, we got to get the Oprah shot." The shot that it will put this thing on TV. So, like I said, that's the whole point of the movie. I mean, if I spoiled it, you should have saw it. It's been out for a month now. But
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you recommend Nope.
I say watch it. I mean, like I said, if you expect the great grand reveal horror flick and Luke, I am your father, you're not going to get that. No, it's not that kind of movie. But like I said, Jordan Peele I say he's masterful in the angles and the different things that he do when he take his shots. I just think his cinematography is awesome, and that's a big school word because it's more than 2 syllables.
Yeah. Well, you can see a lot of his skill when you watch his old TV show when he did the skits.
Yeah.
And some of those skits, it sucked me right in. It was like, oh man, this is awesome.
All right. Well, so you want us to go see Nope? You recommend Nope?
Yeah. I said go see it. Go check it out. You'll like it.
All right.
All right, so that's
our
one.
Next one. So we're going to.
Let's move on to the one that everybody is. Well, I'm not gonna say everybody.
Modi, you like that?
Nice.
He froze up when you did it.
He froze up.
He did.
He showed Predator, and then he froze.
Yeah.
Predator 1 first appearance.
Ooh.
All right. Prey.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I liked it. I thought it did a good job. It had boring parts, but Predator, the first one, the second one, they all have boring parts. I like how the Predator has been downgraded. Like, I still thought it was fun to watch it, like him beat the crap and kill people. I would say I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. And I like the connection it makes with Predator too. So I thought that was a good job.
Okay, so what you think about there, Dark Bill?
Well, I like, I guess, you guys know my feelings. I always saw the trailer and I'm like, oh, it's another female-led character who should be fighting Predator. But I think they did it well because it wasn't just her. Like, she wasn't magically like a badass. Like she saw her work her way up. You saw how her brother was awesome. I like her brother. I was like his character was cool. I was like I like this dude with his half painted face. I'm like I can chill with this guy. Like he's cool. Um, I I thought the way it looked beautiful. Some of the scenes when they're in the grass, I got that feel from that scene from Jurassic Park where the Velociraptors are running through the tall grass and you can see it. I did. It's crazy to see the Predator, even though they downgraded him. Uh, oh boy, still had the cheat codes on. Like like yeah, you didn't have your laser, but you had freaking tracking arrows. Or the one I always like the net. That one dude got demolished by the net.
Oh yeah.
We've seen that net before in Alien versus Predator when it was trying to grab onto the alien. And then when they made the French trappers bad guys, because when I was a kid learning history and I hear about how the French trappers would just kill so many goddamn animals, and I was like, yeah, these guys are a-holes. But it was cool, and then the way she teamed up with their brother, and it wasn't just her. It was like a brother sister team up, and I really enjoyed it. I don't know. I thought the Predator, they downgraded his technology, but I thought he looked kind of weird. Like the mask was kind of weird. So I don't know. I want to see the story.
Like a bone.
Like yeah, it was a bone mask, and then like the face looked longer. And I want to see if that's like, are they evolving like from then to what we get now? The way that
they have laser scanners. I mean, their technology grew to what it is now. So that was what was kind of cool to see. Their basic, and they were saying this is the first time Predators have come to it and whatever that. But I mean, I thought they did a good job of it. And technically, she's probably the first person to actually beat a Predator, because I would say Arnold got blown up, and I don't think he kind of won because the Predator nuked him. But
he was gonna kill him. He had the rock over his head. Like if you would have dropped that rock and he didn't do that, but the Predator on there used a little and threw it out there. Had the little.
He had that too. He had it there too. Well, the Predator in this one, he took a lot of damage. So he wasn't exactly not wounded. He was wounded a lot. So I would say he was weakened considerably. He also didn't have his laser printer weapons or whatever. He didn't have his lasers. He didn't have his helmet helps him in the Predator for Arnold, that helps him track people. The helmet he has now it technically is just a mask. It doesn't do anything.
He saw the heat seeking thing because she had to take that flower that made her hidden because it slowed her blood down.
That's how they see, though. They see by heat. So that's they've always seen by heat. The mask that's in the Arnold Schwarzenegger Predator, that helps refine the heat. You see that in Predator 1, 2, Predators. It's based, but that's how they see. They don't see, and they see based on heat signatures. So that part kind of made sense in the drug that she took that masked her heat. So, I mean, I liked it because it was low tech. He was he wasn't as low tech as everyone else, but I thought the scene where the trappers tried to trap him was awesome. It was hilarious, and it was just awesome. The Predator pretty much rips them a new one.
Predator's OP. He's OP. Reality. I mean, the star of the movie was gonna beat the Predator.
Had to.
Yeah.
Had to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Predator. By the time she got a chance to get a piece of the Predator, he was already hurting.
Yeah.
That tribe is dead. I mean, they're already dead. We know that based on Predator 2, and we base it on at the end of it, because she attracted a lot of attention. And
Yeah.
in Predator
Well,
2,
it was because at the end you got the flintlock that
so the
they had in
Flint,
Predator
yeah,
too.
Yeah.
that the Predator 2 had at the end of it, they threw the pistol. That pistol is the one that she uses. So that was the callback. So that was kind of something cool.
Yeah, and then
Um,
you got to remember at the end of it, they do they do it through graphics, but you see they basically do the story, and then right at the end, you see all the ships come. You see the village, you see their village, and then you see all the ships coming over, and that's when they end the graphics. So
Yeah.
so they're gonna
whatever
get
happened,
so
yeah,
they're dead. They're
Yeah.
dead. So it doesn't. I mean, the Predator killed off half of the warriors in the tribe. I mean, I know she's a warrior now too, but yeah, they're
She,
pretty
she, she
screwed.
probably she probably ain't got that much time left. But I
yeah,
was watching it for any Easter eggs. Modi asked there about Aliens versus Predator, but there really wasn't any hint on this one. I think people are tired of seeing that in the movies right now.
yeah,
I did see a lot of
they
people
did such a
talking
bad
about
job with them.
It was just a pistol. That was the only callback.
if they do this again, and since they're going back, a long time ago, I've read an article of some of these people talking about they should do one where it takes place in the samurai time.
Mm. In feudal
They
Japan,
can't. Maybe they will.
yeah, feudal Japan,
Yeah,
yeah.
but I wouldn't mind seeing an Alien versus Predator again, or even Batman versus Predator. That would make my day.
Well, well, let me add my 2 cents. One, been reading a bunch of stuff. I actually can read, but it was one thing I liked where they said that this predator basically he was kind of like this is like his initiation kind of thing where they just dropped him off, and his thing was to kill basically the biggest and baddest thing. It's like the schoolyard thing, punch the biggest and baddest person in the schoolyard, and that way everybody else leave you alone. But he was going through that. That's why everything he was going like from the what was it the wolf to the bear. He was working his way through each thing. Well, first he started with the snake, where you skinned that like it was no problem at all. Then the wolf, and then the bear. Where he was working each one all the way up.
Just to clarify, it was a rattlesnake. It wasn't like just a little garter snake. It was like a
Well, dude,
rattlesnake.
to him that was nothing. To him that was like whatever.
But it's his first hunt, and they said
Yeah,
this is the first time predators have been on Earth, and that was like their big thing with this.
yeah. So they said that was his first hunt. Because he was working himself up the chain to try to figure out what was the baddest thing out there. And you could tell because you notice in the movie he didn't bother with her because he didn't perceive her as a threat.
No.
So he didn't even bother with her. It was like whatever. I mean, because the bear chased her, he fought the bear, but he saw her, it was like whatever. Because obviously you're not a threat. You ran from the bear. I beat the bear. So he whooped that bear. But like I
Mhm.
said, I mean, I thought it was pretty cool. I like how he was not the most technically advanced predator like we've seen like in the first one or in the second one. He wasn't at that level, but he still had a level. And I thought it was a pretty good movie. I thought they did a good story. I like how they did the entire movie in Comanche in their language. I think that was kind of neat. Shout out to the Comanche Nation. I made sure I did a hashtag for that. I just thought that was kind of neat to actually, pay homage to them a little bit. And some of the people that was in the movie, this is their first time doing a movie.
Yeah.
So that was kind of neat where, you just went out and got some more talent, which I always say that's why you could bring back T'Challa. 8 billion people on Earth. You can find somebody to play the role. But I just thought that was kind of neat that they found people that was first time up, like the guy that played her brother. I think this is his first movie. I thought that was neat. It's the first time, man. Get out there, do a good flick, and I think he did a
Yeah.
good.
I hope he gets another chance. Any movie. I think that guy he had good personality. Like he had a good
Yep.
uh what is it? The little spark. There's something if you see somebody in a movie or something, you like automatically like that dude.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
Yeah,
That's what I liked about it.
like put him in any role, and I would
Yeah.
like to see him get a chance.
Yeah. So hopefully this hopefully I forget his name. I didn't write it down. So hopefully this will be the spark of bigger and better things for him ongoing. Because like I said, I think too. I think he had good chemistry with what's her name? Now I had it, Amber Mid Thunder. That was her name. But he had good chemistry with her on the scenes that they were together. You kind of felt like he was a big brother. In the way that he talked to her, in the way, even something he kind of belittled her a little bit at points, but he still felt, you could feel he was like a big brother. So, but like I said, I didn't think they did the bait and switch. Of course, like you said, the star has to win the fight eventually. But it wasn't like she just, went toe to toe with this thing. She actually had to use strategy to beat him, because if not, she wouldn't have beat him at all.
Well, I
She
mean, all
wouldn't
of them have in all the Predator movies. That's how they can't go one-on-one against the Predator because the Predator will destroy them. So
Yeah.
you have to use traps, different things to slow them down, hurt
Yeah.
them, cut off limbs, things like that. So
Yeah. Now let me ask this question, and I'm going to see what you think about it. The bone, the little mask that he used, I was being told that might be one of the bones of one of the aliens.
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Okay. And what is this? Modi said, look up the Viking Predator's mask from the video game Hunting Ground. Okay. All right. Modi, thank you. We're going to do that. But let's not beat this subject anymore. This might be a quick show. That's good. We can run through this real fast. Actually, no, this section might not go too fast. We'll see. Oh, this is going to be good. All right.
Before we hit this one, did you see Day Shift? Since I know you're a vampire lover.
Not yet. Not yet.
Why?
But I am a vampire lover.
Not yet.
Not yet.
My recommendation is don't.
Don't. I tried to watch that Sandman. See, I was going to leave this for open topics. I tried to watch the Sandman, and I think I fell asleep twice on it. And it's just like, oh man, this is way too slow. Didn't get me. But I'm gonna get it one day. I'm gonna try again.
Leave these flicks alone.
All right.
I'm going to start this and say Hollywood will remake anything and everything, and you can try. I mean, even Star Wars took stuff from like multiple movies.
Take stuff, but not distinct remake. Not distinct remake. That's what I'm saying. Hold up, Bill. I can't hear you.
Bill's muted.
Yeah, are you muted?
I muted it because I've been coughing. Now, what's the difference between blatantly taking stuff and being inspired by stuff?
Inspired is you use bits and pieces and you make a movie from something else. Take it is you actually make that movie all over again. Actually remake that exact movie. Same characters,
like
the whole nine.
Armageddon and Deep Impact.
No, they're similar in a lot of ways, but they're not. They don't have the same characters. They don't have the same people.
You don't need to have the same characters. You have Die Hard on a plane. You have Die Hard on a bus. Okay. You have Die Hard on a boat.
Let me explain. Let me explain. And when I say this, then you'll get it. Okay. All right. Remember last week we had this conversation. We said that they were actually going to remake the movie. Now I'm brain farting on it. Roadhouse. They were going to remake it. That means they were going to actually get somebody to play Dalton. They was going to get somebody to play Sam Elliott's part, and they were going to remake the movie. They weren't going to take little inspirations from it and all that. They were going to remake that movie over.
They've done it Point Break. They've done it with 3:10 to Yuma. They've done it with
True. But there are a list of movies.
They've done it with Departed was not an original movie.
Sometimes the remake is good.
Truman Show. Free Guy. Free Guy was pretty much a remake of
Pretty
Truman
much.
Show.
See, you just said the word.
Boss Level is this. it's the same thing as Groundhog Day except with guns. Die Hard.
Except with
Die Hard spawned 700 movies. So saying leave these fucks alone, Hollywood one is not an original. They don't make original movies.
oh yeah, they're gonna make
Like for
remake
example,
stories.
Gray Man is not original like material. It's based on a book.
True.
Harry Potter based on a book. Star Wars based on like multiple things like
But are
Dune,
they gonna remake Star
Valerian,
Wars?
Isaac Prime. They should remake Star Wars at this point.
Oh no. No,
Yes, they should.
no,
Yes,
no.
they should. Yes, they should.
Leave the original alone.
Nope.
No. Don't
Remake them. Remake them. They're gonna remake them.
No.
Most Dangerous Game. They
That's the
remade
stupidest
that.
thing I've ever heard.
Why?
Remake.
You don't
Why
think
would
they're
you remake
gonna
Star Wars? They're gonna fuck it up. They're gonna mess it
They're
up.
gonna
They're gonna
remake
mess it up.
Don't remake
Yeah,
Star Wars.
Just leave it
They
alone.
don't really. They're gonna remake it. They can make $1 billion if they remake it.
Don't remake Star Wars. All right, let's go down the list. Well, I don't know if y'all got a list, but I got a list of movies that they should not remake. You can make something like it. You can take instances, little cues and different things from it, but to remake that actual movie, that's something they should never do. And one of them is Godfather. They should never remake
They already
the
sort of
Godfather.
have.
No,
Goodfellas.
sort of. See, you keep saying the key words. Sort of. Kind of like. Somewhat
that
like.
is a remake.
No,
that is
I'm
a
saying
remake.
No,
remake
it's about the
Godfather.
mafia. It's about the mafia. It doesn't mean it's a freaking remake, right? Godfather was about the family, right?
They will
Goodfellas was about.
Godfather.
You're gonna say the key words, but they made something kind of like it, sort of
They
like
will
it.
remake it.
No, leave Godfather alone. Don't ever make one or two. Now, third one, I don't care about third one. Third one wasn't good. It was good, but it was nowhere near on the level of the first two. Don't touch those movies. Those are movies that you should never touch. Apocalypse
They're
Now.
going to.
Apocalypse Now is a movie you should not remake. Don't remake it in no way, shape, or form.
I don't think they could. I don't think people understand that. Like when that movie came out, Vietnam was still fresh in people's heads and how messed up it was. So that was a deep movie. I don't think you can ever make that.
Extremely deep. And then when you look at the people that was in that movie, I mean, come on, man. Robert Duvall, Marlon Brando's scene in that movie is pristine.
You're saying they're no good actors now.
That's can't know. What I'm saying is you can't go to that level. That movie, the time that it was done, everything mixed with it, you don't touch it. It was perfect in the way that it was.
Infernal Affairs was remade into Departed. Did Departed suck, by the way? I'll wait. Departed wasn't a bad movie. That was a really good movie. Infernal Affairs was a fantastic movie. I think it was Chinese that made it. Fantastic movie. It was amazing. I would have said, don't ever remake that. Don't ever touch it. Guess what? It got touched.
Well, I mean, hey,
Godfather, it's open. Like, if they can make money off of it, and again, Hollywood is not original. They remade RoboCop. They remade Total Recall. They remade Assault on DC-13.
They were good movies. I'm talking about
Hollywood's scared to come up with something original.
Exactly.
Right? So they know when they do these stupid ass remakes is because it comes with followers, right? Like we said before, like you say, hey, they're gonna remake RoboCop, and you think, okay, cool, because when the RoboCop came out, it was a cheesy movie, but we liked it as kids. Let's see it now, and it was bad, but it comes with fans. Like if they said, hey, we're doing RoboCop, people are gonna go see it. Now, if they came up with something 100% original, people won't see it unless somebody talks about it. So Hollywood is about making money. So they will steal these ideas. Like if they remake The Godfather, if they do that, that's just about as bad as them fucking up Star Wars and Lord of the Rings.
So that's interesting you say that, because you were pretty angry about Prey because you thought that was stolen from some dinky fan fiction thing.
That's different. Somebody made a fan film with their own time and money, and it didn't get any credit for the idea.
They don't get credit for it because you know what? That it's not their trademark. They can't take money from it because if they do, the studio can sue the crap out of them. So that's why they don't take money from it.
I understand that, but the fact is somebody originally came up with the idea. It's not like remaking Godfather that's already there. Somebody said, hey, I'm going to make this cool story. I'm going to do it on my own. And then they just got screwed over because Hollywood took it and May
How
Print.
did Hollywood? Well, technically, the people who remade it, they stole it from a comic book. So the comic book people should get
They
credit
didn't
for it.
steal it. Oh my god, dude! If it's in a book,
Don't swear.
if it's in a book, sorry, Mom. If it's in a book and they make it into a movie, that's not stealing, right? That's saying, hey, this book is a good idea. Let me turn it into a movie.
That's
right?
not stealing.
If it's in a comic book, right?
That's not stealing, huh?
Mute your microphone. If it's in a comic book,
you mute your microphone.
Right? If it's in a comic book, right, and somebody gets inspired by that comic book, that's not stealing. It's like, hey, I want to do this, right? They made the Batman versus Predator versus Alien a fan film, right? And that guy got a job working on the Batman movies, right?
Okay.
This person came up with this, and somebody in Hollywood doesn't have any creative things, so they said, well, you know what? We're just going to take it, right? They're not inspired by it. They just
the
took
comic
it. They
book
said, hey,
predated the fan film by like 10 years.
I'm not talking about the goddamn comic book. I'm talking about Hollywood seeing a fan film and say, hey, we're just going to make a movie about it.
So that means you don't understand trademark laws. So right there,
I'm not a lawyer. I don't give a shit about the trademark law. I'm just saying some little person made it. Hi, I'm a little person. I made a fan film.
Hold on. We get way off subject.
Let's talk about these films alone.
Yeah, list of movies that we're saying don't touch. That's the whole point. It's not got nothing to do with trademark laws, fan films. I'm actually talking about movies that was made by Hollywood, and the original movie is so iconic. And the way that it was done, the time frame it was done. Don't remake it. Don't remake that movie. Leave it alone. Let's keep going. Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Again, great movie.
Didn't remake.
It has not. They did not remake the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
It is a remake.
Who started it?
It's a remake of an Italian.
What's the name of the movie and who starred it? Who remade it and who's the star?
Oh my gosh! It is a remake of an Italian film. That is what The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly was. That was Americanized.
1966. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly with Clint Eastwood.
So, who remade that movie? So Sergio, whatever his name was, he did the original, which was in Italy, and brought it over to the United States. And he cast.
You know what? God bless him, because you know what? The one that Clint Eastwood did, Hollywood should never remake it. They should leave it alone forever.
They probably will.
Did Hollywood make the one in Italy? No, that's the point. Hollywood didn't make the one. The point is, movies that was done, Hollywood should never touch. They've already done it. They should never touch it again. Keep going. Princess Bride. That's another iconic movie that Hollywood did. Hollywood should never they should not remake the movie Princess Bride. Get new actors. See, you're talking about people. They made a movie kind of like it. They did a movie sort of like this. They used this when they made it. That's not the point. The point is they made a movie called The Princess Bride. They've never remade that movie, and they should never do it.
They'll remake it.
No,
they remade cartoons. They remade Aladdin. They remade Beauty and the Beast.
Aladdin's different, and
they remade Scarf. How's that different?
Because Aladdin is not an iconic movie. I'm talking about iconic movies that were done that they should never touch again. You're just going down a list of movies that they've redone. Okay, fine. I mean, they've done a lot of movies.
True Grit was an iconic movie with John Wayne. They remade it.
Okay.
Scarface.
Well, they messed with that one.
Another one. 1939, they made the original and they remade it, and it's now a classic. So, and they'll probably remake that again and do something else.
Well, then that's not on the
Clash
list.
of the Titans. Clash of the Titans. I thought the original was cheesy and classic, but I liked it. Hated the new version.
Okay. I mean,
I Am Legend. The original I thought was much better. Will Smith's one sucked.
Really?
Mechanic was Charles Bronson. Magnificent Seven. That's a perfect example. Seven Samurai, which was a great movie. Magnificent Seven. They've remade. That's actually 3 remakes right there, because it was originally Magnificent Seven, and then it got remade. So,
and that's the one they shouldn't have remade. The original with Yul Brynner, awesome flick.
I like the one with Denzel Washington. I thought it was good.
I didn't like it as much. Let's move on, because y'all gonna laugh at this one. Happy Gilmore. They should never remake Happy Gilmore. I think Happy Gilmore is a classic. I think the whole premise of the hockey player turned into a golf player is hilarious. Then to find out that that's actually based on the true thing with Adam Sandler, with a friend of his that actually did play hockey and played golf with him and his dad. I think that's funny. Yeah. They should never
remake Crank. They should never remake Crank.
Crank. Which one is that one?
Jason Statham.
You think that's an iconic movie in the list of the greatest movies ever made?
I think they'll remake anything if they can make a profit. So I
do too, but I'm saying these are the ones they should leave alone. That's my thing. Rocky, you should never remake the original Rocky. No.
Creed.
No, that's not Is his name Rocky? No, his name is Creed. Different movie.
Oh God. Yeah, but they used it. Okay.
The original movie, all the scenes in that original movie, the time frame that it was done is the 70s, and what was going on in Philadelphia plays along into that movie. The scenery actually plays plays a part in that movie too. So leave Rocky alone. One of my favorite lines in that movie is in that movie. Favorite movie lines is in that movie. Just leave Rocky alone. What else? Forrest Gump.
What's your favorite line? What's your favorite line? You brought it up. Go.
In the movie when he says, "I can't beat him." When he sits there, he goes to the Spectrum. He goes back home. He sits down on the bed and he says, "Can't beat him." And he knows he can't beat him, but all he says is, "I just want to go the distance." He's like, nobody else went the distance with him. I just want to go the distance. And he's like, I don't care what he do. I don't care if he beats my face in. I just want to go the distance with him. That still to this day, and sure enough, I watch Rocky before every football season. So within the next 2 weeks, I got to watch Rocky. That's tradition. But yeah, don't ever remake Rocky. You should leave it alone. Forrest Gump is an iconic movie. Don't ever remake Forrest Gump. And I don't care who you get for it, it won't be the same. It will never be the same. It's not, it's just a movie you can't remake.
I don't think they've ever hinted on remaking that one though.
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. That's just, to me, that's a movie that is so great for what it was done and the way that it is. Leave it alone. Don't make it. Don't remake that.
Hey, speaking of Forrest Gump, hold on. Speaking of Forrest Gump, if we're Gen X, what generation is Forrest Gump?
I don't know.
Gen A. Next.
Oh, Lord Jesus. All right, let's keep going. I said Pulp Fiction. And that's just me. I love Pulp Fiction. That's the second movie. I'm sorry, I had to jump because Sean said I ain't chasing no chickens. I feel like a Kentucky Fried Idiot. That's from Rocky 2, man.
Yeah.
Reservoir Dog. Oh wait, that Reservoir Dogs actually is a remake of a movie. Never mind. Forget that. Sorry.
Okay. Pulp Fiction. I said Quentin Tarantino's flick, Pulp Fiction, should never be remade. It should never be redone. I don't think you can find somebody to do Samuel L. Jackson's role in that movie or somebody to do it at his level. So you should never remake that movie. Leave that movie alone. Oh, so you're looking all like you're skeptic.
I am skeptic.
Evidently, you didn't think Samuel L. Jackson was that great in Pulp Fiction. To me, he was
great. He was great.
Outstanding with the Kahuna burger.
Then you can't recast. Then that's exactly why you can't recast certain characters.
I'm just saying that movie. Leave it alone. Moving on. Monty Python's Holy Grail. Don't remake Monty Python. I think it's too funny. It's funny the way it is. And the fact that it was made at that time, the time frame that it was made, it's an iconic movie. Don't ever remake Monty Python. I was almost on this one, but I changed my mind, and that was The Breakfast Club. I actually had to watch that for psychology class, and we dug deeper into the movie than I thought we would ever dig. But I was going to put that, but no, they can remake that. I think they can remake Breakfast Club. Fight Club, though, you can't remake Fight Club.
No, who are you going to cast Meatloaf with?
I'm saying with Fight Club, that's a movie that you should just watch it for what it is. for the time frame. You know, the one time they did it. Watch that. The movie's that good. I like Fight Club. And whatever you do, we don't talk about Fight Club. So moving on. He said, you just said Breakfast Club. Like I said, I that was almost an honorable mention, but I think they can remake that one. I really do.
I would hate it. If you want to look, it was cool when we were kids, but I would not watch that movie with the kids these days. They'd all be sitting in detention on their phones all the time.
You would have to take their phones. That'd be the thing. You had to go to detention. You had to take your phones and turn off all technology. They can't do anything.
Don't remake that movie.
Yeah, but I mean, I think they could in some type of way. But like I said, so I'll put that as honorable mention. Last but not least, what I'm gonna say is, do not remake the original trilogy. And I don't care. You're gonna say, but they did remake the original New Hope when they did that other Star Wars, for the sequel trilogy. They did the first one. That's just no. They've never remade the New Hope. Luke Skywalker, Leia, Han Solo, Chewbacca. They never remade it. So I say, do not remake those movies. I think that's something that should go down in history. And if you want to watch Star Wars, you should watch the originals and leave it alone. I'm not talking about.
You're saying I should watch Star Wars. I've never seen this movie.
No, I'm sorry you haven't. My mother fell asleep in it. She always says that. She fell asleep in Star Wars. But like I said, I'm not talking. Like I said, somebody just said Spaceballs. No, I'm not talking. Yeah, I'm going to remake Spaceballs, but that's a parody. That is not actually remaking it. That lady was named Princess Vespa.
I would like to see them come back and make a part 2 just to poke fun of what Disney's doing.
Oh man, merchandising.
Merchandising. Yep.
Yogurt. Classic movie, but yeah, like I said, the original Star Wars trilogy. I mean, New Hope. The feeling you get when you watch it. I mean, yeah. I always say
they can remake it, but they can't remake the magic. They can't remake.
That's my point. That overall, you can't get. You should leave it alone. It should be one of those things when you want to see it. Hey, watch the original, because the original's that good. I mean, I always say Empire is the best one to me because it's the best character development. And when I was a kid, it ended the way that I did not expect. I mean, I was a kid and I expected everything to be buttoned up and everybody wins in the end. And when Han Solo got frozen and they shipped him off and the movie went off, I'm sat in the movie like, what? I mean, it can't end like this. This is not it. It rocked me as a kid, and I think that was great. Kind of woke me up to the world, probably.
But yeah, once in a while.
Yeah, I think it was kind of good.
Yeah. And so you said a lot of stuff that I was already thinking about too, because I was going down my list, and I was like, we share the same brain sometimes, buddy. So I have some classics that are on there, like Dazed and Confused, that can never be remade. That had a special thing to it. The Big Lebowski, freaking love that movie. Yeah. I was gonna say Taxi Driver, but I think they already did that. It's called The Joker Part 1.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is Taxi Driver. I could see that, and I almost had that on my list.
But there's something like, so when they made that movie, right? New York City was still grimy and gross and had, the peep shows everywhere, and Times Square was nasty. So it had that dirty feeling that you can't, when they filmed it, it was authentic. Like, you can't redo that now. Like, they're faking it, right? If you watch that old movie, that's, like I said the other day, another movie that I don't think they can ever remake now is what I watched the other day was The Last Detail, which is, I don't know if you've ever seen it. So it's got Jack Nicholson in it. Let me see. Let me just call up my freaking notes here. So Jack Nicholson and a very young Randy Quaid and Otis Young. That was the 3 big stars in the movie. You'll see a lot of old school Saturday Night Live stars in it too. The movie came out in 1973. So it was about 2 first-class sailors who worked with the MAs, were supposed to take a prisoner who's going to get 9 years in jail for stealing some money $40, but it was from the Admiral or something. So they had to take him from where they're at all the way up to Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and they had 5 days to do it and per diem. So they had a little fun on the way. And they should never, ever remake that movie because it is salty as hell. It is salty as hell. But, I was also thinking about movies that I wouldn't mind seeing be remade also. I know what you're talking about, Leave Flicks Alone, but there's a lot of stuff that was pretty cheesy growing up, but it had a good storyline to it that I wouldn't mind seeing remade now with a better cast. And one of the movies is Ice Pirates.
Oh,
man. It was so cheesy back in the day, but it was hilarious. But if you had a good director and a great cast, I'm talking like Chris Pratt would be perfect for this movie. Remaking it with the better special effects now, just being as funny. I wouldn't mind seeing an updated version of Close Encounters, or maybe a follow-on to that one, like because he went into space and he comes back.
Okay.
Other movies that should never be touched. Other movies that shouldn't be touched is Jaws, but they keep doing it and they keep calling it The Reef.
Piranha.
Well, if you watched Piranha, if you watch the original B-rated Piranha, they did a good job remaking it because they just kept it as cheesy and as funny.
Yeah,
especially the 3D one.
In 3D. Oh God, I remember that. Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on, I'll get my shit closed out. Let's see what else I had on here. I wouldn't mind talking about movies that should be remade. They should redo The Longest Day about the D-Day landing and make it just as epic as the original was. Sticking with the actual story, using big stars to play certain roles, and because that movie's like 6 hours long. People went and saw that movie. If you know anything about history, it was freaking awesome.
Yeah, I'm still disappointed that I didn't go to Normandy when I was in Paris. Still disappointed. Should have taken the bus ride up.
Yeah, I still I wouldn't mind going there. Shawshank Redemption should never be touched.
Oh dang, I forgot that one. Yes. Hey man, dang, that was supposed to have been on my list. You're right.
Shawshank Redemption, Schindler's List. That whole movie is a masterpiece.
Yeah. Shawshank Redemption should never be redone. Schindler's List. See, the only thing about Schindler's List, I don't know. I guess I was trying to stay away from true account movies or something like that in a way. Yeah, I think I was trying to stay away from that. But
that I was thinking about that one too because I went online. A lot of people they put Hacksaw Ridge on there, right? If it's about a historical event, like you look at the two movies, Tombstone versus the movie Wyatt Earp. Right? I don't think they're copying off each other. They're just copying off that one
event
story in time.
Yeah.
Right? So remaking Hacksaw Ridge, it would probably flop because that movie was a home run. But if you do it, Save It Private Ryan, that was during World War II, but it wasn't. It was based on actual events, but it's not an actual event.
Yeah, World War II plays a backdrop in the story. It's not the story. I got you.
Yeah. A lot of stuff. Like a lot of the spaghetti westerns that came out. I think you mentioned before, like 310 to Yuma, True Grit. Some of those movies are hit and miss. Like I like the remake of 310 to Yuma.
I like the remake.
The remake for True Grit. It just didn't feel as good as I thought it was going to be.
It felt like
the movies would be great to see again, and I like. Because a lot of those movies, they were gritty, but they were cheesy. But now when you make a Western movie, they're a little bit more hardcore, with the violence than you would see back in the 70s,
Yeah.
Like you'd have the pow, the fake sound of gun.
They fall out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like watching the TV show Deadwood. Like that was...
man.
It shows you how it probably was like back then.
Yeah, that was brutal. That's what that was. A little bit more brutal. Yeah. So yeah, dang, I'm sorry, I missed
Oh,
Shawshank Redemption because I
Goonies.
said
Goonies on it. Pretty much anything that Steven Spielberg did in the 80s should never be touched.
really,
Goonies, E.T., Jaws.
really, you can't see. I was gonna put ET on my list, but I
You
was
can't
like, you know
remake
what?
it ever.
You
Raiders.
can remake
You
you
can't
can
remake
make
Raiders. Raiders,
I mean,
Untouchables. A funny thing happened on the way. Actually, that would be kind of funny if they did that one. A
see.
funny thing happened on the way to the forum. Um,
Let me go down the line. You said Raiders of the Lost Ark. I would agree with that. But you said which is it, Untouchables. And I'm
yep.
like, I can't say that because I mean that's based on a true event. And
It's
I
not
mean,
true, but it's not like they're not retelling it from a true point. I'm saying they can't recast it for the same reason you said you can't recast like Godfather, because you have iconic performances in it by Kevin Costner, by Sean Connery, by um, Robert De Niro. Like I don't. I mean, I'm sure you can recast it, but I would prefer that they would not recast that and redo it, just because. And technically, it's not like really. It's not as historic. I mean, they definitely took some. I mean, they got Al Capone on tax evasion, and they didn't catch the bookkeeper like going to the train station or some. Like
yeah.
they took some. They took some, to make it more of a better movie. I would say like those three, although one of them I wouldn't mind seeing because I think that would be kind of funny. But I think the only person who could have done it is Mel Brooks, and I don't think he's gonna remake it. So
Yeah,
Yellowbeard's another one, but
he's
I,
what,
I think that would be
98
funny.
years old. Yeah. What's the name is what, 98 now? So yeah, he's not gonna I don't expect him to do too many more. He just did a movie though.
Another one that you missed was Blazing Saddles.
Well,
They
if
can't. I
you
mean, they couldn't remake it anyways because it's a PC world now.
yeah,
So there's no
it's
way
too
they can remake
charged.
that.
It's too charged right now. And Cleavon Little was awesome in that movie. And to think that was supposed to have been Richard Pryor. To think, wow, Richard Pryor was actually it was actually it. That's who was it that Mel Brooks had in mind to put Richard Pryor in as the star of that movie. But I think it was some issues he couldn't do it at the time or something. But he did help in writing it or something like that. So that's kind of cool. I mean, it's still Cleavon Little is pristine in that movie. I mean, I mean, man, just thinking about it, pristine, pristine. So yeah, I would say yeah, leave that movie alone. Don't ever remake it. But I will say the last movie that Mel Brooks just did, he did the voice for the cartoon, and right now I can't think of things. It's Paws of Fury or something like that. If you watch it, it's a dumbed down version of Blazing Saddles. It is. It's a
interesting.
dogs versus cats.
I have to
So
watch it.
yeah, he kind of the scenes he hit though the scene when the sheriff is coming into town, he does that scene, but it's a dog cat world. He does, it's a lot of little bits that he do. That the lady gives him something to say. Well, I can't be seen with you because you're a dog. And I'm like, yep, that was an original. That was in Blazing Saddles. So he really did. He took liberty. I mean, it's his movie anyway. So he took liberties, and when he did this Paws of Fury, whatever, it's a lot like that. So for those who haven't seen Blazing Saddles, I do recommend see it. It's iconic. It is very iconic. And
Cool.
Mel Brooks is the whole thing was he wanted to have a spaghetti western. He wanted African American to be the hero, and he did the movie. And it's like I said, for the time frame it was done, it's a great movie, great flick. But yeah, for the PC world, couldn't redo it today. Just like you couldn't have Archie Bunker today, but yeah, that's the way it is. All right, any other flicks?
There's a lot of them, but we'd be here all night.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I was looking more for iconic movies that like I mean, like we talked about Roadhouse. 80s plays a role in that movie. I mean, it's an 80s movie. So for that type of movie, you should just leave it alone. Don't remake it. I mean, if you want to see it, watch the original and enjoy the original. I mean, with Patrick Swayze and Sam Elliott, and watch that because you'll get a. I mean, the movie is cool by itself. You don't need to remake it and find other people to play those roles. So
Yeah.
that's what I was saying. That was my mentality. It wasn't a thing of Hollywood's copied off of this and
So
they've copied off of that.
I have to call a timeout. So you're saying Roadhouse is better than Total Recall or like the Arnold Schwarzenegger movies?
Iconically, I think so. Because I love Roadhouse.
Wow.
I did. I mean, Total Recall, I think I've rewatched it a handful of times, but that's honestly, I'll probably rewatch Running Man before I rewatch Total Recall. The original.
All right.
It's a different thing. Like if you're talking, I watch Total Recall. I can't compare it to because it's like two separate movies in my eyes. Like I can't put one above the other. I just say you can't remake, like you said, Roadhouse, because you can't remake Patrick Swayze's cool ass mullet. Right, that's number one.
True.
And number two, the problem is now you're going to get some director be like, hey, I'm going to remake this movie, but I'm going to put my own twist on it.
Exactly.
And then you suck.
Exactly. And that's my point. Don't remake it because you're going to mess it up. And that's how I felt about Star Wars. Don't remake Star Wars. If you want to enjoy it, watch the original.
Yeah.
You can even watch the revamped version that Lucas did later. They had the better explosions in it, and did the CGI of Cloud City so you can actually see. They're not in just cold walls and stuff. It was actually a city in the background type stuff. Cool. That's just adding little enhancements to it, stuff that he couldn't do back in the 70s, early 80s because, the technology wasn't there. But as far as remaking it, don't remake it. No, don't come out and jack up the movie and find somebody to play the Luke Skywalker role. And, you know what I'm saying? Chewbacca would be 4 feet tall instead of 7 feet tall.
Do you know who's directing the new Roadhouse?
I don't even know, and I don't want to know. Dude, leave it alone. That's all I'm saying. I don't know if this video will get to you, dude, but I'm telling you, that's a movie. Just leave it alone, man.
So the guy who's redoing it, since he's directed The Bourne Identity, the first one, Mr. and Mr. Smith, Mrs. Smith, Jumper, Edge of Tomorrow. So I mean, he could take his own take on it, and it could be a good take. I don't know.
He probably could.
I would say that name in itself seems to be. I think he could do it. I mean, the guy who did Prey, I think, did a good job, and he hasn't done a movie in like 8 years. But the last one he did was Cloverfield, which I thought was a good movie. So I think Lyman can do a good job with it. I mean, yeah, he's not going to have mullets, but it's. I mean, do you want Top Gun to have mullets too, or drive 1980 cars for the sequel? Like, so this might be like a sequel. I mean, they've said it's a remake, so
yeah, remake is different than a sequel. Sequel, remake's a remake. I mean, like I said,
they can adapt it, and based on what I've read, they said like he's a former MMA like fighter, and I mean maybe he's not a philosopher, but I mean they can do different things in it. So
God bless him. Don't touch it. That's all I got to say. God bless him.
It's going to happen. So
God bless him. And when they do, I will still say, God bless you. You shouldn't have touched it. That's all. Leave it alone. It's a good movie by itself.
Yep.
They're gonna paint a mustache on some dude so he can play Sam Elliott. Well, they might go get Sam Elliott and play himself. Gonna help you out there, mijo. That's not. They won't even say my iconic line in the movie. I get all the sleep I need when I'm dead. I mean, that's what I look for. I mean, the
That
movie
we've
by
said a
itself.
million times on the boat.
Oh boy, did we get all the sleep I need when I'm dead. But
I
like I
still
said,
say that shit.
leave it alone. Leave it alone. The movie is great. The original is. I mean, is it the best movie out there? No,
So
but
so far their cast is Conor McGregor, Jake Gyllenhaal. I don't know the other ones. I mean, it could be bad, it could be good, but it's not like Roadhouse was a great movie to begin with. So
I'm telling you, it's. I mean, it's like
and Amazon Prime is doing it, and Amazon Prime has done basically good stuff.
God bless Amazon Prime. Leave it alone. That's all I got to say. Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
All right.
It's a good movie by itself. Watch the original. Pay homage to Patrick Swayze. And unfortunately, I didn't know the man passed for like 4 years after he passed. I mean, I was out of pocket, bad out of pocket, and I was like,
So you weren't
Lord.
a fan of Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for the memories.
Now, what's the other one? The last movie he did, what was that? When he was a truck driver. Oh man, now I can't think of the name of it. Somebody out there in the audience, y'all know it. Y'all say it. But yeah, that's the movie I was like I said, I don't want them to touch. It's certain movies that I always say that, yeah, I know Hollywood copies. I know they repeat things. I know they're about the quick buck. It's easy. I mean, come on. I mean, I don't fault nobody's hustle. Your hustle is your hustle. The way you make your money is where you make your money. I understand. And I fully understand. I don't agree with all of it, but I understand. That's just one of the ones I say leave alone. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, they'll learn.
Yeah.
They will learn.
I mean, there's enough stories.
I think going straight to streaming now is going to be the new straight to video back in the day.
Oh yeah.
I think it's starting to go that way.
But I have to say though, some of the times when straight video, they were. I don't want to be that mean, but they were garbage. they went straight to back in the day to VHS, showing my age. They were garbage. They just weren't. Yeah. They weren't on. They were nowhere near on level. But
the Roadhouse sequel, Roadhouse 2.
Dude,
yeah, we did.
Never saw it. Never, and honestly, I've never seen it. I've never seen it. Don't want to see it.
Son of Jack Dalton. It was spectacular. So what's our next topic?
It was his uncle's cousin's former roommate, hairdresser. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes him absolutely nothing. But that's it. All I had. I mean, I got open topic. No, you watched the show. What was the name of it? That I just said that I don't. I tried to watch it and it put me to sleep. Sandman. Yeah, and it did exactly what it was supposed to do. It was a Sandman. I got
Sandman is. I think you need to have understanding of what he's doing and things like that in the storyline, because it's definitely pretty deep. I would say I liked it. I mean, yeah, I didn't watch them all at once. I didn't binge it. I think it took me 2 weeks to watch it. But okay. I thought they did a really good job. DC did a good job with it, so kudos to them. Netflix did a good job. Sandman's sort of like soap opera for DC. It has a lot of mature themes in it. It's not like action. It's more like his brothers and sister are manipulating things to happen, and that's sort of what the storyline is. And I think if that's probably it didn't have a ton of action. I mean, you could probably say it was sort of action. Toward the last 2 episodes, it definitely picked up a little bit because you had the Corinthian. I know DC did something above par. But yeah, it's a DC property. It's a Black Label, Vertigo. Vertigo has it. Neil Gaiman did it. So he normally writes really well. I normally enjoy most of his stuff. So I enjoyed Sandman. The other thing on Netflix that I did not enjoy, and that's the new Jamie Foxx vampire thing. It wasn't. I didn't think it was good. So
I tried to watch the vampire one. It started watching me, so I didn't get through it. It was too late. But
You got low T, buddy.
yeah. I'm getting old, bruh. Getting old. Look at the gray hairs. I tried to watch TV and fell asleep. But I'll check it out eventually. I mean, I like vampire movies. I'm
I enjoyed
excited
it.
about.
It was silly, and the violence was pretty awesome. The kills were pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited about the movie The Invitation. It's coming out. It's a vampire movie, and I'm actually like, okay, thriller, vampire kind of thing on the edge of horror. I'm kind of like, yeah. So that's funny. Yes, I am that person, dude. I don't like horror movies, but I love vampire movies. I love werewolf movies. I love zombie movies. So I'm weird. I hate horror movies, but I love those movies. So if you give me a vampire movie, a good one, I'm in with you the whole time. Or a good zombie movie, and make the zombies consistent. Don't make it where the zombies are walking all slow like they got a limp, and then turn around and have them running down the street like they FloJo. No. They either can do one or the other.
No, they can do both. They can do both.
No.
Yep.
No.
Zombieland had different types, so I thought that was kind of the cool thing about Zombieland.
No, I don't like that. I don't like. No, that's not consistent to me. That's all over. That means you're making it convenient for whatever you want to make it for, and that's what I don't.
Well, it
like.
kind of makes sense because you have different like levels. I mean, that's what Day Shift had. It had different levels of vampires, so that was interesting part of it. It just I didn't care. I'm looking for a Samaritan, the Sylvester Stallone retired or missing superhero flick on Amazon at the end of the month.
Okay. Yeah. Like I said, I wanted to check that out too. I thought that looked pretty good. I like Sylvester Stallone though, obviously, because I like Rocky. That's my dude. What else? We got a She-Hulk coming out this week.
Yep.
Any expectations, or it is what it is? Which one is
going in? No expectations. I'm not going to be disappointed, or I'm just going to see what it is. Going in, dipping my toe in this one.
It gets 2 episodes, and if it's not good, then nope.
Okay. Of course, I'm gonna still check it out, but like I said, I was never a connect. I think I said this. I was never a collector of it. Look at it. We even got a Facebook user said no expectation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the cool thing I always liked about it, I wasn't a collector. My friend across the street from me, he was a huge collector of the West Coast Avengers and She-Hulk and all that kind of stuff. And
if they can capture the comic, that would be awesome. The comic did like a lot of fourth wall stuff. I think they were one of the first ones to do it. So if they can do that, and like Moody is saying, the trailer looks much. If it's funny, I think they can do something really good with it. Which is why I'm willing to say 2 episodes. Other franchises don't get that anymore.
Yeah, and see, I was like you, XO. You said it exactly when we first talked about it. When they talked about making it, you said if they hook up a thing like an Ally McBeal kind of, Suits kind of thing, like the intelligence of Suits, but the quirkiness of Ally McBeal. I was already thinking that if they do something like that, it'll be awesome. Because it'll be quirky and funny, and you'll have your action, so a little bit of everything. But if they go any, I'm just like I said, I have no expectations. I don't know which way they're going to go with it. I'm just nervous. So it is what it is.
We will see. We will see.
Also, I think I'm gonna run out and go see the Super Pets just because The Rock's in it.
That's all you.
I think I'm gonna check it out. Rock's in it and Kevin Hart's in it. After that, I could care less. I tried to watch that. Like I said, we talked about it earlier. The one with Mel Brooks, the Mel Brooks movie he just did. He does the voice for it. And like I said, I think I've watched half, and then it turned out and started watching me. But it actually, like I said, it's just Blazing Saddles. It's a kiddie version of Blazing Saddles, as clean as you can make it. Yeah. So you don't say any bad words in it. It touches the subject. But yeah, that's about it, though. Any closing words? Any closing arguments? As we close
show,
out
guys.
today.
Good show.
Yeah, after EXO want to give me a schooling on all the movies that Hollywood's remade. It's not the point, dude. Not the point. But it's all good. All good. But yeah, like I said, those are the things I'll be watching this week. And then we'll be back on next week. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So cue the music. Cue the DJ. Then we got to hit it for Bill. Bill loves this song.
I like the outro.
Yeah. I hope you feel better, man. Take it easy.
Me too.
Yeah. Take it easy. Plenty of fluids. Get some rest. Yeah, gotta have a little bit of fun with it. But yeah, take it easy, man. I'll be checking on you. You know that.
All right, buddy.
All right. But like I said, let me say it this way. I'm really thankful for everybody that watches. We've had a good handful of people that just checked out the whole thing. I love the comments. Keep them coming. Do me one favor if you can. I need to mess with these algorithms for YouTube. Get on YouTube, share, like it, subscribe, do all that stuff, and we will see you next week again with another bunch of topics with the Three Grey Nerds. Y'all take care.